getting pretty buttoned up. Well, I guess a little sneak peek on that we haven't filmed it. I'll check out this intake. Shout out Greg Gordon for this, and Uncle D Money surprising me with a little bit of pinstriping, custom hand painting work from Greg. Helmet as well. Appreciate that from the both of them. Greg Gordon did it. Uncle D took it over to him, covered it, and that's going to be pretty gnarly when this here is sticking out of the hood when I have the hood on. So that'll be pretty cool to see it all wrapped up together and done. But besides that, we really did a bad job filming because we kind of needed all hands on deck when we had hands in here. And 427 LSX sitting down in a little Miata. She's in there, buttoning up intake, throttle body, got to tighten stuff down. And then anyway, turbo's back from FIS as well, so button this thing up, clean up some handprints and stuff, and then throw that turbo on. Got some feed lines, drain lines, this and that to hook up. Probably gonna, since everything hopefully is buttoned up and done, throw my turbo cover on as well because we need that on there for safety. So got to throw that on top of the turbo before we can put this big tube down onto the cold side of the turbo. So we'll hopefully pick you guys up when that's all done and hopefully fire this thing up. What's up, guys? Hopefully you can see me okay. Soloing it by myself right now, and I have not picked you guys up in a while. This has been a huge headache. The 427 is in. It sat in there with, you know, minimal problems. Got it in there just fine. And it's been in there for probably 3 or 4 days now. This car will not fire. It will try to fire. It'll grab a hold like it's about to fire. It'll vroom, pop, 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 you know, everything, make all the noises, this, that, and the other. And it won't fire. It will not fire up and idle. We have checked all the wiring from the 24X to 58X conversion stuff. I have checked all the pins. I have repinned it. I've rewired it. We've went to 5-volt source. We've done all of it. We've changed cam sensors, we've changed crank sensors, we've checked crank sensor depth on the reluctor, and long story short, late last night, I grabbed a second pair of eyes and sent a video to my good buddy Bruce of the reluctor, and he agreed, or he found it actually. He saw it more than I did because I was concentrating on the teeth itself of the reluctor. To rewind a little bit, I did a system log on the car. I was able to get a system log done, and it continued to show us some type of crank sensor reading error. And the system log on Collie, it has waves, and it's 58. To make common sense to you guys, it should read a bunch of lines, have one small gap, read a bunch of long lines, same small gap. We are getting it reading a bunch of lines, having the gap, and then it'll read about 10 more and have another gap. So this car is trying to fire, and when it's, you know, that's why it'll almost fire, because it's getting, you know, almost a full rotation of correct timing and ignition showing the other sensors, but then it's hitting the other air gap that I'm talking about, and it's wanting to restart the LS cycle of ignition back to, you know, the sensor saying, hey, we should be back on cylinder 1 top dead center, and we're not, you know, we're still cranking through. So back to what I was saying before that, I took a video with a bore scope and with my phone, took multiple videos, and Bruce, I was checking for teeth and I saw a couple marring on some teeth, and Bruce found a bend in the reluctor through a video I sent him. I went back to the video, sure enough, it's probably 100 thou movement of the reluctor bent. Now, I have sat and thought about it all morning long, sorry, of what I want to do. You know, do I want to pull this freaking motor out, take the whole crank out, put a brand new reluctor on it, have it balanced again, this and that? No, I don't want to pull all this out. I don't want to pull it all out again. Do I want to put a crank trigger setup on it and just forget the sensor on the reluctor? No, I really don't want to do that. I got a motor to run on the cam sensor and crank sensor. You know, this motor can run up to 2,000 horsepower on it probably, and then after that, yeah, you'll need a crank trigger stuff because of vibrations and reading speeds and everything else. But I don't want to do either of those. Plus, if I try to go crank trigger, it's going to cost me about $1,000 from what I've already put into this thing, because you got to get an ATI dampener to work with Holley's Hall Tech or Hall Effect crank trigger setup. And then we'll be close to my water lines, and it just goes on. It's one thing after another. My mind has been fried on this one, but I'm just glad we finally found something rather than chasing every single thing all the time. So right now what I'm doing, is it probably the best and correct thing to do? Probably not. Have I seen and heard people doing it before? Absolutely. Mainly on 24X stuff, because 24X reluctors are much thinner, they're double layered, they're not the same material. But what I'm doing is just pulled the front rack out of the car. You can see nothing's in there up front. So I am going to attempt to pull this oil pan off, and hopefully I have enough clearance to get it down and then pulled back some, so I can attempt to get to or see better this reluctor. What I'm going to do is, yes, I can see the reluctor inside the crank sensor hole just fine, but this is a 427 in a Miata. I don't have room to even hardly get the starter in there, let alone a tool to try to fix the reluctor through a hole this big. So I'm trying to pull this oil pan off. If I can get it off and I can see the reluctor, I'm pretty sure I've bore scoped it and videoed it many more times. I think it's only like 3 teeth. And whether that was done, you know, people make mistakes. Whether it was done, and I'm not blaming anyone, you know, it could have been me. Whether it was done in a machine shop, moving it around and, you know, hit the edge of a table and someone didn't notice it and it, you know, bent teeth in a little. These sensors are finicky, you know. The depth of the tip of the sensor to the reluctor teeth needs to be 20 to 40 thou, and they can't read a wobbling wheel that's definitely 100 thou off in an area. So what I'm going to try to do, and I could have been in transporting when I brought it home on the pallet, you know what I mean? It could have been multiple things, but it don't matter now. It's how to fix it. So I'm trying to pull this oil pan off and get it to the 3-4 teeth area that I think, and I'm going to, I have some really nice smooth punches and this and that, and I'm gonna see if I can get it up in there to move it over a little bit. I've heard the sensors can read up to like 40 thou oscillation, wobble, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. So I'm gonna stick a punch, screwdriver, something safe, something clean, nice, new up in here, and see if we can get it bent back a little bit to allow the sensor to read it, rather than pulling the motor out, pulling the crank out, all that good stuff, and then rather than spending $1,000 for a crank trigger setup. If this doesn't work, I'll probably be grabbing a crank trigger setup. I don't want to pull this motor out and have to pull the front and timing stuff off, the rear, the pan, the crank all the way out. I don't want to do that. So we'll see. I'm going to try to keep you guys updated now. I still am trying to make it to Warren the Woods. It's freaking, I don't know the date, but it's Thursday. I know War in the Woods starts next Friday. So hopefully this can fix it and I can get testing done, because if not, I'd have to order crank trigger stuff and it'd probably come in, you know, next week, middle of next week, and then it'd have no time to test it. And I'm not trying to take a 427 cubic inch new motor and a Miata to the track right away. So I know what the car does, I know how to tune it, but it's going to be very different from that motor there. So, well, there's only one way to get this taken care of, and that's to set this camera down and do some work. So we'll catch you guys in a bit. What's up, guys? We are out here in the shop. Get this shut off for you. Out here in the shop. I caught some videos on my phone, caught some videos on here. This thing was such a headache. I didn't do the best job filming it. As you guys probably saw in the last video of this camera, you saw me stressing, looking like a pile of crap. I looked rough. I probably still do, but lots of not sleeping and thinking going on. Anyway, finally found out the reluctor was bent. I could not get it bent back straight enough. Ended up throwing a crank trigger on this thing. As you can see, right down in there. A little tough with the lighting. As you can see, right down in there. Crank trigger's on it. But the 427's in, wrapped up, looking freaking good. And it fires up and sounds great. So I'm going to start tuning on it a little bit, and we got a test and tune to get to tonight. So we'll hopefully catch you guys there and take you along and keep you posted on this new motor and how it rocks. What do you got to say? Huh? You a good boy? You a good boy? That's right. We are getting loaded up this morning. My wonderful girlfriend and I dropped the trailer and car off yesterday evening down at Brown County, War in the Woods, and are loading up the truck, some ice, some drinks, some food, this and that, and gonna head down there in about an hour. It's about an hour drive for us, and we're gonna have a heck of a day. I'm gonna give it all I've got on the laptop. Hopefully the car works wonders and holds together. Everything's so fresh. I've checked over what I can. I'm gonna check over some more stuff when we get there. I'm just super pumped about today. It's been a dream of mine to take a drag car and race out here. I've been watching this event for years. I'm only 21, so I was way younger when all this event going on there started. And I always thought, having a car or being at the level of these guys doing this one day would be so awesome. So just to be able to get out there and go down that surface with all those guys. This race has definitely got the baddest no prep racers in the world at. It's big money. It draws them all out. So today is going to be an awesome day. Drivers meeting at 2 area. Track goes hot around 4, I think. So get out there, check car over, hit the driver's meeting, and talk to some guys, and remember that it's not all about trying to win everything today. It's about having fun, enjoying the atmosphere, enjoying your friends being there, and coming home safe with a car in one piece. So we'll catch you guys when we're out there. Stay tuned, live fast, or get gapped. journey to find Billy. We got Billy 13th down,
Yeah,
right lane. So we got Billy. Pretty cool because he kind of introduced me to himself during PRI, and we went down to the pad down there with him, talked to him. So it's good to finally get to race the man you watch and kind of look up to. So we're gonna go find him out here, give him some heck, and hopefully it's a good race either way. New setup. I know he's got some new rear end stuff. We'll see you, have fun.
Down there, you know, yeah.
Woo, buddy! We're gonna drop a button, hold on to her, give her a quick shift a second. Hit the old Fast and Furious button. We're gonna see. I don't know. We never ran this motor at this, so we probably got something pretty spicy in it, but I'd rather lose Billy by spinning than going too slow. So we're gonna see. Drive it safe, have fun. See what we can do.
Channel. And I don't think nobody, he can't hear you guys. Come on, you guys can get louder than that.
These guys are all worldwide. Billy the Kid, well, you can hear him out there. You can hear him out there, Billy.
Hey, this is Brown County. I know they can get louder in Brown County.
Meanwhile, in that right-hand lane is Clayton Highsong. He's going to be behind me in a Slim Shady night. Mazda, Miata. Slim Shady's a
Go and take it. Don't pick me out like it's all real sweet. It is fast.
So, Highsong, the 427 sponsored by One Goop. County Highsong Bar, Sugar Glitter, Plus Goop.
race update. Went against Billy, 60-footed him pretty good, but just wasn't got a Neil Chance bolt together converter in this thing. Stator's too loose. Got me on the big end. Car only said it went like 130 something through the trap, so it's definitely pushing through the converter up top. But that is why it's 60-foot and amazing. So we're gonna have to find a happy medium, get a hold of Neil Chance, throw a new stator in that thing, and I think this thing's gonna be a problem for a lot of people. So we'll get some more things done on it, and we'll find out.